Your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Welcome, folks, to Fifth Street Sports. Beautiful Wednesday afternoon, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Frank Perez. I am joined in the house with Nick Geber, Mr. Soccer himself. We're also going to be joined by Florida Rick. He'll be on in just a few minutes. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces, iHeartRadio, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. You know, Nick, I'm really sorry to punish you for this little amount of time because I know it's the Manchester Man Derby. Is that what it's called?
Manchester Derby, right. Manchester City, Manchester United going on as we speak. If Manchester United hold Manchester City scoreless or to a draw or win the game, they're essentially going to put the title in Liverpool's hands to win. There are 3 matches left. So Liverpool just have to win their last 3 matches. The opposition's on paper, not that great for them on the last 3 matches. They could win their first title in, 29 years. So, I mean, Premier League title. It would be, when was the last title they won? 89-90, right, Andrew? So, yeah, that'll give it to you right there. That's
holy cow! So we're rooting for Manchester United,
which never happens because Manchester United and Liverpool are. There's no love between these two clubs. In fact, it's a more heated rivalry than anything else. Anyway, we can pick this up. I think.
Oh, look at you! I mean, I can. Side, right? I mean, you're squirming. You're squirming in your chair or something. I know you need
watch
to
it on TV as we do the show, which is really bad, by the way. But what can I do?
Oh, but I know you need to get to it. But you don't think a team like Manchester United, just because there's no love between Liverpool, they will play inferior soccer just to screw them, do you?
No.
Well, then let's root for Manchester United, brother.
Well, yeah, of course. We have no choice. That's what we got to do, Frank. But let's pick it up on the other side, shall we?
Yeah, and speaking of rooting, you guys, our Vegas Knights yesterday, one of the most bizarre soccer games, hockey games, especially for a Game 7.
Now, choke fest.
Oh, my gosh. Up 3-0 in the third. I go to get a cup of coffee, just, waiting to see who we're going to play next. Next thing you know, some bull crap 5 minutes for fight, whatever it was. 4 goals in 5 minutes, unheard of. They should replay it. It was a terrible call. But, folks, when we come back, it's Fifth Street Sports. We got to take a break. Back after this.
It's so nice now that the kids are asleep.
Cheers.
We got the kids, our house, a stable income.
Checking off all the boxes.
But there's one box we haven't checked off.
What's that?
Life insurance.
We don't need to think about that now. We're young.
That's why now is the best time. Life insurance gets more expensive the older you get.
But I don't have time to do a blood test. It's such a hassle to meet with someone just to get a quote.
Not with Ethos.
Ethos?
It's a modern kind of life insurance. You just answer 4 quick questions at getethos.com and get a free instant quote. No pushy salespeople. And no medical exams required for policies covering under $1 million. You can apply online in just 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Let's do it.
But then what will we do for the rest of the night?
I'm sure we can think of something.
Get your free instant quote and submit your complete application in minutes. Just go to getethos.com. That's ETHOS. Getethos.com. Getethos.com.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Folks, we are back. It is Fifth Street Sports. Nick Geber in the house, along with myself, Frank Perez on Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, American Forces, iHeart, streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and also at Fifth Street Sports on Twitter. Nick, I mean, I know you're chomping at the bit. You're probably thinking bad thoughts about my parents because you got to get back to that game. It's 0-0. I'm hoping it stays that way till you get back up there.
I'm hoping it stays that way, period.
I mean, that would be gin rummy for Liverpool, right?
Yeah, it would. It would put them, 1 or 2 points ahead on the table, and with 3 games left, and they could win their first title and potentially also win the Champions League. They could have quite a double, although it's a big ask on both counts. Okay, now let me talk dirty to you a little bit. What would happen if they lose? If Manchester United lose? Manchester City just scored. Oh, you're kidding. Yeah. Boy, I gotta be a black cat. I tell you, Nick. But all right, so now what happens if this holds up? What does this do to the Liverpool's chances? Well, it basically means that Liverpool are going to have to stay perfect, and they're going to have to hope that one of the 3 teams remaining are going to beat or hold Manchester City to something other than a win. The only team I really see could do that is maybe Leicester City at the Etihad, because Leicester City in the second half of the season have been the best away team in the Premier League. That's a possibility. It would be quite funny that if an ex-Liverpool manager, because Brendan Rodgers is an ex-Liverpool manager, the manager of Leicester City, right, could essentially hand the title opportunity to his old team. But we'll see. I think it's unlikely. I think at this point, if this stays the way it is, it's very likely that Manchester City will repeat in the Premier League this year. What's interesting, Frank, is it could be Liverpool could lose the Premier League this year. They could come second with 89 points and 1 loss in 39 games. And that's still not good enough to win. You got to be kidding me. So the reason that you feel a little bit uptight or upset about if they lose this game today, this Man United, is that Liverpool would not control their own destiny, correct? That's correct. That's exactly right. Yeah, they don't control their own destiny. Oh, buddy, I'm rooting for you. So let me ask you, between you and I, because we're not as familiar with soccer here as we are with American sports, what is more prestigious, the Premier League or the Champions League? Well, actually, that's a great question. Look, I think the Premier League is more difficult to win. It's a 38-game season. You've got to play each team home and away. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. The Champions League, you are playing top to bottom. Although I won't say you're playing better competition, because certainly during the group stages you're maybe not playing better competition. But later on you're playing top competition. I would suggest that they're both very difficult to win. But a 38-game season, I think, is really the acid test. However, it is considered that the winner of the Champions League is the best team in Europe, and thereby the best club team in the world.
See, that's good to know, folks, just in case you didn't know that. And here's which one pays more, Nick? Which one gives the players a bigger check? Say, say for instance, the Super Bowl or the playoff games. Where do they get a bigger check for winning?
Well, the prize money last year for Manchester City, who came first in the Premier League last year, was £150 million. Wow. I believe the Champions League pays slightly less. However, you have to remember the television rights, domestic and international, for the Premier League run about £6.5 billion a year. So I mean, just imagine how much money that is. Okay,
yeah.
Just wrap your head around that.
So when a team, let's say they win it, and then the team gets awarded a check for £150 million, that gets distributed evenly between all of the players.
Oh,
right?
no, it has nothing to do. The players get bonuses based on where they finish, but no, the players are all on. Excuse me. They'll have incentive payments. They'll have their weekly guaranteed wages, by the way. Which for some of the top players are £200,000-300,000 a week.
Wow!
So I mean, it's a lot of money, right?
Certainly.
And of course, the transfer money that's made when the players. A lot of people don't understand the transfer market and how it works in professional soccer. But let's say I've signed Andrew to my club.
Okay.
And he's got a 4-year contract. At the end of that, once that contract has expired, Andrew can go to any club he wants that's willing to pay him a wage, and I don't get any compensation for it because he's played out his contract with me.
Okay.
And that was something called the Bosman ruling, which is very, very important legal ruling in football. So what teams will do is they will sign. So I'll sign Andrew to a 4-year contract, but when he's 3 years or 2 years into his contract, I'll try to sell him. And if he's a superstar, I'll sell him to, say, Barcelona for £120 million. Okay.
Or he can re-sign for extra years with you, right?
Well, no. I want to sell him to Barcelona because I'll get £120 million. I get the £120 million. He doesn't get it.
Wow.
Right, because I own him. He belongs to me. He is signed to my team.
Boy, it sounds
he
kinda
gets
like
10%
the,
of that.
Slavery days. Well,
No, it's not. Because then he has to negotiate personal terms with Barcelona. Then he's going to turn to Barcelona and say, okay, well, I want a £3 million signing bonus, and I want for £500,000 a week wages, and that's what he's got to negotiate with them. But I'm going to sell his contract to them for big money.
Gosh, you guys talk about wheeling and dealing. The NFL is nowhere near that complicated. Other teams can pick up your contract, but you don't sell it.
I believe you're limited to $1 million in cash that you can put into an NFL contract to move a player, a cash incentive to another team.
I'm going to look that up.
I believe it's a limit of $1 million. It has to be made up in players. You essentially trade. You trade draft picks. You trade players. You trade intangibles, but you don't trade player contracts.
So with all this being said, is it rare that a player, let's say he has a great 15-year career that plays his entire career with one club?
Well, it does happen. It's not as common as it used to be, but it does still happen.
It does still happen,
yeah.
Right? Wow. It seems like there's loyalty goes right out the window there for the Pounds.
Well, loyalty in professional sports is always a question mark, isn't it?
It's all about Mr. Franklin, right?
Yeah, right, or Her Majesty.
Or Her Majesty.
Yeah, right, correct. Exactly. But it's a very different way of moving players and handling contracts and all that sort of stuff than you get here in the United States, where, as I said before, it tends to be I'll make this player, I'll throw this player in, and I'll give you a second-round draft pick or whatever it is. And that's because we have closed systems here.
Gotcha.
I mean, no more evident than in Major League Soccer itself, which is a farce of a league, because it is a single-entity league. The league owns all the player contracts, okay? And essentially, the guys that own the teams don't really own the teams. They own a percentage. They own a piece of the business of Major League Soccer and the right to operate a team in a certain market. But the team and the players belong to the league. So it's kind of like if an NFL owner woke up one day and had a wet dream about the sort of the perfect sports league, that's what they would create. And in fact, that's what happened, Frank.
Wow. Okay.
That's exactly what happened when the U.S. Wanted the World Cup. One of the requirements that FIFA said for the 1990 World Cup was that you have to have a professional Division I soccer league in your country in order to get the World Cup, and they promised that they would. So they U.S. Soccer went to a bunch of NFL owners and said, hey, how would you like to set up a sports league, soccer league? And they said, great, but we're not going to let player contracts go out of control. We're not going to let the unions get in our way. We're not going to be reliant on TV revenue, blah, 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 all the things that give them nightmares as team owners. And they created Major League Soccer.
Man, is that interesting? You almost need a finance degree to play in soccer. Gosh, Nick, give me an update over here.
It's 1-0 still.
I know you're looking.
It's 1-0, 61st minute. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's we'll see what happens. United can maybe pull out an equalizer. We'll see what happens. We'll see how badly they want to be. They just got off an absolute thumping by Everton, a 5-0 thumping by Everton last week, and it was very, very embarrassing for them. So we'll see if they got any balls. But we have to go to break, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to go to break in 20 minutes. Nick, you can get out of here. You can go watch your game. I'm going to have Florida Rick on, buddy. I really appreciate it. Sorry for taking you away from all the drama.
Thanks to Hulu Live TV, I get to watch it. And
there it is, folks. Hulu Live TV. We'll be back. Well, we're going to take a break. Be back here. Florida Rick, Frank Perez, Sports Byline, USA Radio Network. Back after this timeout.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
All right, folks, we are back. Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez. As you can see, I'm alone. Nick is, we're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces, iHeart, streaming live, YouTube, Facebook, also on Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. As you can see, I'm flying solo here for a few minutes until Rick gets on. We're having a little bit of audio trouble, but he should be on in 2 or 3 minutes. As you can see, Nick has ditched me. He has gone upstairs because he can't stand it, has to watch this. It is the Manchester, what is it, Andrew, the Manchester Derby? Is that what it's called? I guess it's a huge thing. He needs Manchester United to come back. They're losing 1-0 in about minute 66. A tie is good for Liverpool. But folks, while we're waiting for Rick, I'm back in stride in baseball. Like I told you earlier, about a week ago, I took a couple days off. I was losing games, but I wasn't even close on. I mean, so that's when you know, like, yeah, take a break. Let's reset this. We got but one thing I didn't mention, let's fade these Red Sox. I think they are done. I'm losing at home every day to Detroit now. Imagine that. But here's 3 really good games that I like today. We can still play them. We are going to go with the Cubs. Hamels getting $1.07 at home against the Dodgers Buehler. Cubs are playing well. They're at home. I'll take a price. Hamels is decent. Buehler's, not super. So I'm going to take the Cubs plus 107. Here's another one. This one I don't understand, folks, but I guess I'm going to do it every time. I don't think it's going to occur often. But, I mean, the Orioles, let's not get carried away. I know they're at home with Means. I like Chicago White Sox, Irvin Santana plus $1.08. I'll take the White Sox. I've made a lot of money on the Orioles this year, but I'm not going to get carried away when this team starts laying prices. Forget it. White Sox, Santana plus 108. And here we go. Last one. The Mets. Jay Vargas at home plus $1.26 against the Phillies. Velasquez. I was wrong on that game yesterday, but now I'm going to flip it back over to the Mets at home, getting $1.26. So there's 3 baseball plays for you. I know when Rick comes on, we're going to have, there's not too much NBA, a little bit of ice. Folks, over here in Vegas, it's a very somber mood. The Golden Knights up 3-0, third period. Looking like, oh my gosh, we're gonna do it again, folks. All of the bars, all of the little restaurants, the bars, they're packed. They go absolutely nuts when when the Sharks play. Every series is worth a ton to them. I mean, the people go crazy. And to blow that one from 3-0 in the third, gosh, I can't even. I was not looking at the live odds. I know at 2-0 early second, you could take San Jose plus 6.25. Now 3-0 third period. I gotta think it had to be San Jose plus, I don't know, 35, 40-1. I mean, how often do you come back 5-6 minutes into the third, losing 3-0 in Game 7 of a playoff? They did it, but too bad it took a real, just typical Vegas. Got to take a huge bad beat, some kind of penalty, 5 minutes for fighting. The stick didn't hit them, and they score 4 times on those power plays. 4 goals. I don't even know if it was 4 or 5 minutes. By the time I got up to go get a coffee, next thing you know, it's 4-3. I actually thought they were showing replays of a regular season game, and they were calling this one, but I actually couldn't believe it. And then when I seen that the way our Knights had to go down on some crap call, and then we go into overtime. I don't know if you saw the overtime, but gosh, how exciting is hockey overtime, Game 7. 3 or 4, we just had to center it 3 or 4 times, a couple times wide open. Got to hand it to San Jose. They played tough. They played really tough. They had a lot of heart, but I don't like the way they took it from us on a penalty. So that's enough. That's enough of a rant on these Golden Knights, you guys. Hey, hang on, folks. Hang on. What about this? Breaking news. We got breaking news at Fifth Street Sports. You know what that means? Time to go to the cash register. America's worst bettor is on the loose. All right, Andrew, what's he in on? We monitor his accounts, folks. We fade this guy. He's the worst bettor in the country. He had a pretty decent year this year. He went about 41%. which is phenomenal for him. But he is on game 516, the Golden State Warriors minus 14.5. Well, look at this. The guy, he's in for a exacta today. Game 518, the Houston Rockets minus 8. So typical. It's been the opposite in the NBA, almost the opposite in the NBA versus the NHL. All of the major upsets in the NHL, NBA has been chalk city. And sure enough, America's Worst Bettor is going to try to steal 2 games with the Golden State Warriors minus 14.5, the Houston Rockets minus 8. So, you know what, guys? I wasn't going to play these games. Hey, there he is, Rick. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Frank. Pretty good. How's it going over there?
How you doing? Good. Hey, did you see that AWB just came in on the 2 favorites?
I saw that. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll talk about those games here in a little bit. But, boy, this I hate being on the same side as America's Worst Bettor, but it's also hard to go against those plays, too. So,
really?
I guess we'll talk about that in the next segment. But, yeah, wow. I heard you just talking about a few minutes ago about the Las Vegas Knights game last night. I don't know if you watched it. I assume you did.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your feelings are because you still had that series price on San Jose, didn't you? Or did you hedge out of that?
I hedged out of that. I didn't want to root against my Knights. And when I was up 3-0, I said, Frank, you did the right thing, buddy. You did it. You did the right thing. I should have overhedged. I didn't see what do you think a live price would have been in the third period, down 3-0?
Wow. Well, I don't know if any books do live betting during the game itself. I think they wait only on intermissions. But I think that let's just first say the intermission price down 2-0 going to the third period. I think you could have gotten San Jose about plus 600, plus 650. So imagine what it would have been at 3-0 with, say, 12, 13 minutes left in the game. I mean, if there was a book out there that does offer a live price, you're talking about maybe getting, I don't know, 50-1, 70-1, something in that range, maybe more. It's unheard of. What just happened last night? It's only happened a couple times in the history of the NHL, and it hasn't happened, in the playoffs before. So, I actually had turned that game off when it became 3-0, and I was watching strictly the Portland-Oklahoma City game, which in itself is another game we're going to discuss here because that was one of the most incredible games in playoff history. But then I don't usually do this, but I figured the game was over, so I didn't even follow the score. Normally, I'm following the score or flipping back and forth. But when I flipped over about 10 minutes later, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw 4-3 San Jose. So, I'll tell you, there were a couple tough beats last night. We had small plays on these, and that was both unders in Game 7s. We typically like to bet NHL Game 7s unders. I think there's value there. And did we talk about that first game with Toronto and Boston? Did you mention that earlier? Or
no,
you didn't talk about
not
that?
yet, but I know that was a bad beat on the under.
Under 5.5. Game's 3-1 with 2 minutes left. They pull the goalie down 2. They score a goal with about, a minute 45 left to go, 4-1. So you're thinking, all right, well, normally they put the goalie back in these instances. And they did. They put the goalie back in. And you're like, all right, well, it's going to be safe because obviously Boston's not going to try to score. The only way you're going to lose if Toronto gets like a meaningless goal in the last few seconds. But anyway, Toronto then decides with about a minute left, nope, we're pulling the goalie again. So here we go. Now you got to survive a whole minute with no goalie. And Toronto actually had a couple shots on goal, a couple real chances that didn't get in. So, Boston was able to clear it. And then with like 5 seconds left, they cleared it, and Toronto was getting the puck in their, behind their own net. And they just kind of fumbled the pass and went right to a Boston guy who puts the puck in right as the buzzer sounds. And you still didn't know if it was good or not. They didn't even say it on the network, on the telecast, if it was a goal. They were all just celebrating, and then the game ended, and they start shaking hands. You still don't know if it was a goal or not. But I'm thinking, well, wait, if this was a goal, there can't be a goal with 0.0. So that means they have to have a face-off. So the fact they're not having a face-off means most likely this is no goal. They're just not going to count it. But sure enough, they went against their own rules, and they said, well, there's no point having a meaningless face-off with 2/3 of a second left, so we're just going to end the game, and the goal counts. And that was just a horrific beat. And then we have the Vegas under, and like I said, I'm feeling pretty good about the play. 2-0 into 3-0, about 10, 11 minutes left in the game. And when I couldn't believe my eyes when I turned back and I saw it was 4-3. I didn't realize they had scored all 4 goals on a 5-minute major power play. I had no idea about that. I just saw the score, and I'm like, wow. So it teaches me again never to bet hockey. So
yeah,
I think I'm done betting NHL playoffs.
Scary,
Mm-hmm.
but they reviewed that play. That stick never hit the guy. The Vegas.
Somehow I'm not an aficionado on the NHL hockey rules. I heard some announcers saying that they thought it was the correct call, and then I heard others saying that no, this shouldn't have been more than a 2-minute minor at most. So, I'm not a rules expert in the NHL. I'm just not. So, it looked bad the way he landed, and obviously there was blood all over the ice. So I guess because of that, because of the bleeding, they gave him the 5-minute major. But was it intentional? Was it like intent to injure? I can't say it was.
No, what a bad beat! 4 goals on a 5-minute power play. That's really something,
Yeah. Well, it says happened twice in the NHL previously in the history of the NHL, and of course those times weren't in the playoffs. Yeah. So the fact that you get that down 3-0, no less, it's one thing if it was like 4-1 at the time and they went up 7-1. Okay, whatever. But yeah.
No kid. And then we pull the goalie, we tie it with 40-something seconds, goes to overtime. We had plenty of chances. So Rick, when we come back, buddy, it's talk you can bet on 5th Street Sports. We got to get ready to make some dough, folks. Back after this break.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113. It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Taming the briar patch, mowing the lawn, trimming the Yeti. Whatever you call it, it's about time we talked about manscaping. Guys, you manscape, right? Keep things trimmed and fresh below the waist. 9 out of 10 women of all ages prefer their guy manscaped. But you got to have the right tools for the jewels, or you'll look like you used a machete. Pop over to manscaped.com and check out their perfect package. No, not that perfect package. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0 that was a smash hit on Shark Tank. It features the lawnmower, a precision trimmer engineered for below-the-waist grooming. Its skin-safe technology means no more accidental nicks and burns. Check out the lawnmower and the amazing grooming and hygiene products that come with your perfect package. What's that saying? Oh yeah, trim the shrubs and the tree stands taller. Get 20% off plus free shipping today. Visit manscaped.com and use promo code USA. Again, use promo code USA at manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com.
Folks, we are back. Fifth Street Sports. Frank Perez joined with Florida Rick on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Rick, our boss is upstairs sweating this 1-0 game. It was 0-0 for 61 minutes. Now it's 1-0, so I guess there's a blowout happening at the Derby. That's the Manchester United Man City. Rick, talk we can bet on, buddy. We got limited schedule. What do you got on tap?
Okay, a couple of things before we get into today's plays, because first of all, let's talk about the Man City game. It's actually now 2-0 Man City in the 82nd minute. So talk about a high-scoring game. Huh? They're having a lot of fun today in Manchester, celebrating 2 full goals in one game.
Wow.
It's like unheard of in the sport. Yeah. There's still another 8-10 minutes left. They may get another. Who knows? So I hope Nick's having fun upstairs watching this exciting shootout there in Manchester. As for the other thing I wanted to discuss was we were talking about the hockey game last night, but we didn't talk about yesterday's basketball yet. Well, maybe you did earlier.
I did not.
I couldn't hear you. But, well, first of all, the early games, I mean, these teams like the Nets, Pistons, they showed no heart, just getting blown out, pretty much from the get-go. I said the Pistons, but they got blown out the night before. But Orlando, they just got blown out from the get-go. The first score you see, it was like 28-7 in one game, about 14-0 in the other. I think Brooklyn didn't even score their first point until like 6 minutes into the game, which is pretty remarkable considering this is the playoffs and you just don't show up in an elimination game like that. So then you have San Antonio, which, boy, they got obliterated last night in Denver. Denver's kind of starting to show their form that were showing during the regular season. And I was talking about how they came into the playoffs stumbling, limping. I thought they were going to, ripe to get beat by San Antonio, but they're coming together now. And, they took them out big time in Game 5, I think Game 6. I think San Antonio, they're a proud franchise. I think they'll show up in Game 6. They may even get the win, but I think Denver also will win the series and play Portland in the next round. So, that's like the one first-round series where they're still up and down is that series. But, that Portland game last night, wow. Were you watching that, or were you already?
I saw with 5 minutes or 4, Oklahoma City up by 15 with like 5 minutes to play.
Yep, they're 105-90 with about five and a half minutes left, and then the Damian Lillard show just came on, and I mean they wouldn't miss a shot. The whole team was just on fire. OKC was struggling, of course, in the final 3-4 minutes. They really had no go-to guy. They Paul George, but everyone else was kind of missing shots. Westbrook did hit one 3-pointer, but for the most part, Westbrook's just not the same as he was, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and you can't count him to make a shot, especially any kind of outside long-distance shot. So the fact that they were able to tie the game then with 35 seconds left, Westbrook, as of course he always does, misses like a floater with about 14 seconds left, and then Lillard gets that ball, and he's dribbling out by half court and thinking, okay, well, it's 10, 9, 8. All right, we'll start driving soon. Still backing up a little bit. All right, well, 4, 3. All right, you better start your drive now. And then instead, he takes a step back, 37-foot jumper from the logo on half court and nails it. And they go on to win the series 4-1. I mean,
wow.
It's one of these things that. And then Paul George in the press conference after said what I was saying at the time, like, what an incredible shot, what a way to end the series. You've really never seen anything like that to end the series before. Although Brandon Roy did something similar about 8-9 years ago. But this was different in the sense that he didn't have to take a 37-footer. He elected to take a 37-footer, and it went in. And, of course, he's an incredible player. And, he's one of the best players in the NBA. You can arguably say he's maybe the best shooter in the NBA, but why do you have to take a 37-footer there when you have all the time in the world to either drive or even pull up and take a 22-footer or even just a regular 24-foot 3-pointer? I mean, I know it looked cool, it looked incredible to end the game in the series that way, but man, I love Lillard. I think he's incredible. I just don't know why he has to make the shot that hard, but it worked, and we're not going to question it because it went through. But if that missed, and then they went on to lose the game, and then maybe lost game 6, and now we're back in Portland game 7, everyone's be talking about why did you have to take a 37-footer from near half court when you had all the time in the world to drive and maybe get some sort of layup or short jumper or dish to a wide open guy, or just take a routine 3-pointer. Why did you keep backing up? There was no reason. And this series, he's been incredible in these shots. I'm not going to deny it. I mean, he's shooting, I think, over 50% in shots over 30 feet. So, yeah, it's insane, and it just shows what an incredible shooter he is. But you can't tell me that it's easier to shoot a 35, 37-footer than it is to make a 22-footer. No matter how good you are, no matter how much more you practice, maybe the 37-footers, which I can't imagine it's that much more they practice the 22-footers. But it was one of those things. I kept talking with a friend of mine last night. I mean, we're talking now how great the moment this was and how exciting it is. But man, he misses that shot. They all want to lose this game, and you're going to be questioning him for a long time, especially if they somehow went on to lose the series because of that. And you can't question it because it went in. But it's just it wasn't the right shot. It wasn't the right play, and fortunately for them, it went through, and it's going to be one of those moments relived for many years to come when you see on all the highlights that the shot, won the series and sent them through to the second round. That was so exciting.
Now they're the first squad in the West to close it out, right?
That was true. Yep. Tonight, Golden State and Houston most likely will do the same.
Golden State, Houston, yeah, and it's boy, can you? I mean, I when it was 1-1, remember Brian was telling us Oklahoma City runs the table now. I never thought Portland could actually run the table on Oklahoma City like that.
Yeah, well, I knew going to the playoffs how good a team Portland was, but once they lost Nurkic to that horrific knee injury, that guy is so important because he was their one big guy in the middle. Because they're a bunch of kind of smaller, 3-point shooters, really fast. But he was that guy in the middle that you can count on for defense and rebounds and block shots. And, he was real tough, and he always guarded the other team's opposing center. And I'm like, man, once they lost him, they just have a hard time defending the paint. But, they got Enes Kanter, and he stepped up, and Zach Collins has stepped up, and you have Byers Leonard, who's, a 7-footer. He kind of likes to play on the perimeter, though. But, you could see just the way they play, that they're going to be in contention in any series, and that includes against the Houston Golden State winner. I don't think they'll win, but boy, they could easily take them to 6-7 games, and they could get out of there with a win because their shooters are so good. I mean, aside from Lillard, you have McCollum, and then you have Harkless as an athlete. You have Seth Curry's been playing well. I mean, you have Al-Farouq Amino, and his 3-pointers have been lights out. So, I mean, a lot of people, I've heard the radio, we're taking Portland to win the West, getting, high odds, maybe like 15, 20 to 1. This is going back a couple months. I think it's a live bet. I think Portland could win the West. I wouldn't be shocked if they did. I mean, I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be just completely shocked. So We'll see what happens, but it's going to be such a fun Western Conference semifinals, most likely Portland, Denver, and then Houston, Golden State. And I think, I don't know about you, but I think Portland is pretty much has a free ride into the Western Conference Finals. Denver's just too young to compete with Portland right now in a 7-game series. They may take a couple of games, but there's just no way Portland, I could see losing that series unless they suffer some sort of injury to, one of their top players. But the Western Conference playoffs are going to be so exciting the next 2 weeks.
Meanwhile, over in the East, it's just been nothing but chalk city. All these series are over, right? Like Milwaukee closed out.
Milwaukee,
Detroit.
Boston's official, and then Toronto, Philly are official. Yeah.
Toronto, Philly.
But now that we're in the semifinals, the conference semifinals, those 2 series are going to be good. Both those series should be real fun and exciting. Yeah, I think they should be both really, really fascinating series. I don't think Boston can win it, but I do think they can take 2-3 games from Milwaukee. Milwaukee's look so good, but look who they play. They play Detroit. Even Detroit was playing a couple of games without Blake Griffin. And, you really can't look at that series as an indicator. But this Boston-Milwaukee series should be fun, and I think the Toronto-Philly series, I think Toronto's going to get by, but it's going to be, I think, a 7-game series. That's going to be a great series to watch. It's going to be really physical. There'll be lots of fights, and probably lots of technicals and ejections as well. So definitely the next round of the playoffs is going to be crazy amount of fun in both conferences, the West and the East.
Nice. Well, talk we can bet on now. Now, Rick, there's no shame in like America's Worst Better. I think we were doing his account. He got buried as usual, but not nowhere near as bad as he usually does. He might have hit 40, 41%. So there's no shame in case you like one or two of his sides. He doesn't always lose. He's just going to lose about 60% of the time or more.
Yeah, I know, but it's still. I saw America's Worst Better because I'm like, oh, I know he's going to be at one of these NBA games, and sure enough,
well, you didn't think he was going to take the dog, did you? I mean,
no,
of course he's going to lay
I did.
the big chalk. I mean, this guy.
I know. I look at both these games, and you kind of you think, starting with the Houston game, Houston's 8.5. They had the series, they won that game 3 in Utah, which we talked about the other day, how Harden played maybe his worst game of his career, and they were still able to win the game. And then they come back in game 4, and then Utah just plays their best game of the year. Donovan Mitchell, he scored, I think, 40 plus, and he was unstoppable. But now they're coming back at Houston tonight. That was kind of Utah's swan song. They had their one great game. They're a good team. They've had a really good year, but they're not on the same level as Houston, and I just don't see how they stay in this game. I don't see anything but a double-digit win for Houston. I know that's the square side. I know it's the public side. I know it's America's Worst Better side. But I would only be on Houston or pass here. I just couldn't. I feel like I'm ever getting enough points with Utah unless I was getting double digits.
Really?
I just think this is a blowout city. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but and then we go to the Golden State game. And then the same situation. Yeah, 14.5. And both these games, the public 75, 80% on the favorites here. And you really don't want to be on that type of side. But how are the Clippers going to stay in this game? Just, it's going to take a crazy shooting night from, Lou Williams and Patrick Beverly. But Golden State at home, closeout game, it shouldn't be that close. If the Clippers cover, it's going to be one of those backdoor covers where, Golden State's up 17, 18 points, and then the final 3-4 minutes they pull their players.
Yeah, but Rick, just look at what we've actually got a chance to witness and see in the last 10 days. Clippers come back from 31 at Golden State and win. Knights blow a 3-0 lead in the third. Yesterday, Oklahoma City blows a 15-point lead in 5 minutes of play in the game against Portland. I mean, it's like almost anything can happen in these. I don't know. I mean, you never got a winner the way these flips come in these major side moves. But, I actually went to the Santa Fe to watch that Utah game with my buddies, Utah, and that, the last game they played. I swear to you, I don't watch a lot of these games wire to wire. Within about 8 or 9 minutes into the first period, I looked at my buddy Jerry and I said, Houston doesn't even care. They're just launching threes from everywhere. They're dribbling slow. It's like they absolutely could give a crap. I said, Utah should easily win this. Houston's playing like if they were all had the flu. But then the next thing you know, I turn around, Rick, and Houston's going into the fourth quarter with the 3-point lead.
Yeah, I sure saw that, yeah. And you could have got Utah money line going to the fourth quarter, like plus 215, plus 220, and they're only down 3 points. I thought that was a good play. Because they're too good a team, too proud a franchise to just go down like that, like the Pistons or the Nets.
Well, Rick, we got to take a break, folks. When we come back, we're going to recap our selections. Back after this timeout.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com. That's MYEVOZ.com to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
All right, folks, we're back. Fifth Street Sports, Florida Rick and myself, Frank Perez here. We are on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, iHeart, and American Forces. Folks, Rick, let's recap really quickly, and then you can finish off in case you got something good. I gave out baseball. I gave out some with the White Sox. I said anytime I'm getting a price, let's not get carried away with these Orioles. I'll take $1.07 with $1.08 with the White Sox. I'm going to take the Cubbies plus $1.07 against the Dodgers at home, and also the Mets getting $1.30 now with Vargas over Velasquez for the Phillies. You like, okay, so now what do you officially like for the folks out here?
Okay, I'm not actually going to endorse any of these plays on the basketball games because it's just too public-y, too square. America's Worst Better. I would only be on the favorites, but I'm not going to play them. It's just this feels like a trap, so I'm just going to lay off. I'm sure they're not going to take any of these dogs, though. But I do like a couple baseball plays that I was going to give out, and now that we're in the segment, I will give them out. So there are two totals. The first one is game 959, the Phillies and Mets. I like over 9 with Velasquez and Vargas. Feels like two pitchers who I'm not fans of, especially Vargas. Vargas gives up lots of home runs. This team seems to me like it could be a shootout in New York. I think it's going to be like a 7-5 type of game, so give me over 9. And then the other one I like is 961, 962. That's the Dodgers and Cubs under 8 with Buehler and Hamels. Cubs starting pitching staff has been lights out in the last 10 games or so. This is a night game, Wrigley Field. Night games are notoriously much lower scoring than day games. Winds blowing in and towards third base around 5-6 miles an hour. It just feels like a game that's going to be 2-1, 3-1 type of game. So I like those two totals in baseball. Those are my two official plays for the day.
Beautiful, Rick. Thank you very much. Well, we'll see what happens, folks. You just heard it from Florida Rick. You got mine. America's Worst Better. He may be on the right sides, but you know who he was going to take. But Rick, thanks for coming in, buddy. And let me go upstairs. I'm sure there's a lot of mourning going on. It looks like Manchester City closed it out. Folks, we appreciate you and we thank you. It's Fifth Street Sports. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy the day and good luck.